So I had an idea this morning to
Mhm.
do an audible. Are you
Okay.
game? Are you game to listen to my idea?
Yeah.
Okay. It's all gonna be fun.
Yeah. I
I
love it.
thought you would love that.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's
Yes.
do
Okay.
it.
Welcome to the Empowered by Design podcast. I am your host, Dr. Liz. I am so excited for this episode today. We are chatting with Heather Gidusko, author of Girl with a Game Plan. I am so excited to bring her on this show and to get right into fun game, all the things. First, I'm going to read her bio and then we're going to get right into the episode. Heather is a dedicated mom and supportive wife, effortlessly balancing her personal and professional life. As an accomplished author, coach, and speaker, she empowers others to achieve their goals. With a background as a former NFL cheerleader, she brings a unique perspective and infectious energy to fitness instruction. Above all, Heather is a wellness superstar dedicated to helping others live healthy and fulfilling lives. Get your head in the game of life with Heather and other women just like you. Find her at heathergidusko.com. Welcome to the podcast, Empowered by Design. I am your host, Dr. Liz, a hopeful romantic, mom of two beautiful souls, and partner to the love of my life. As an empowerment psychologist, I love helping people heal, grow, and shine. I am a love and relationship specialist and owner of Visionistas by Design Wellness Boutique, where we lead with love and empower you to fly. This podcast highlights the power of connection with inspiring conversations and calls for social justice advocacy to use our power for good, aligning our energy, body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit to manifest our dreams in life, love, and biz with intentional vision. Share the love, spread the power, dream, design, deliver. Welcome, Heather.
Woo! I got my pom-poms here. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much. I can't wait to dive right in.
Yeah, me too. So Heather and I decided we're going to do an audible. We had talked about a little outline to this show, starting with the book, but we're going to get to the book and we're going to start with The Dirty Dozen. So this is something, if you've been here before to the podcast, welcome back. We did an episode in the summer of 2023 where I went through The Dirty Dozen, and you just think and give your first answer. So The Dirty Dozen, there's 12 questions, and this comes from the book 28 Summers by Elin Hildebrandt. So I'm giving her credit for that. And we're just going to get started with answering the questions. We're going to go from there. And in this episode, we're going to have lots of fun. We're going to talk about your book. We're going to talk about how we connected. And also, we have lots and lots of overlapping values, mission, vision. So I am so excited for you to be here. Okay.
Me too.
Are you
Let's
ready?
go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go, baby.
Okay.
Let's go.
Question number 1. Gadget you can't live without.
Oh gosh, it's not expecting that. A gadget I can't live without. Oh gosh, I would have to say probably a can opener.
Ooh.
Right?
I love that.
It's really random, but I love to make sweet potato bowls. And one of the things I put in my sweet potato bowls is obviously the sweet potato, but I need black beans. So I get the black beans out of a can. Of course, I rinse them, and then I put some in my sweet potato bowl. So I would be very, very sad without my can opener.
Now, do you use an electric can opener or a handheld twisty one?
Well, because I am in the fitness industry, I go for the manual labor can opener. Yeah, I'm all about the turning of the can opener, just to keep my body moving
Keep
in
your
any.
muscles, keep
That's
them
right.
strong.
Yes.
Okay. And I love the sound of the sweet potato bowl.
Oh, that is one of my staples in my lunches. I love to, and I do it quick. I do it in the microwave. So I put the sweet potato in, prick it with prick it with a fork, put it in for about 5 to 6 minutes, depending on how big the sweet potato is. Meanwhile, I get out my bowl and I get fresh 2 big handfuls of fresh spinach. Right, I throw that in my bowl.
Mm.
I put some of the black beans I just talked about in there, and then I cut up some fresh tomatoes. And then while the sweet potato is cooking, I'm doing all of that. Sweet potato comes out. I quick put my bowl of spinach in the microwave for about less than a minute just to wilt the spinach just a bit. And then I mix it all in. So it's just like I call it like a party on my plate. And then I put some salsa in it as well.
That sounds amazing. And
Yeah.
and I didn't even know we were going to get a fun, healthy recipe here today. Yay! I love it already. Okay, ready for question number 2.
Mm-hmm.
Song you want to hear on your deathbed.
Oh gosh.
Sorry about the morbidity. I
I
mean, but
know.
we're going with it.
None of us are getting out of here alive, right? So
That's true.
um
That's true.
it's true. It's really, really true. I have so many songs. Actually, in my book, we talk about a fight song. So it's something to pump you up every day. Like I have
Ooh,
it, the readers make a fight song.
I love
So
that.
probably on my deathbed, I'm not going to be fighting anymore. I'm not going to be like rallying to live this life anymore. I'm going to be able to say, you know what? I've lived a good life. The song that I danced with my dad to at my wedding was Louis Armstrong, "What a Wonderful World."
Oh, I love that.
So I would
Love that.
probably choose that one, and then also "You Are My Sunshine" as well, because I sang that to my oldest daughter when she was a baby.
I
So
love that.
yeah,
Yay! And also, so to take it away from the death and the morbidity of death,
yeah.
um, I love the idea of a fight song. So I didn't get to that part in the book yet, but tell us your fight song too.
Well, I actually have a playlist now on my Apple Music. So it is all songs that, like, when we hear a song and we love it, we'll end up playing it over and over again in the car. You
Yes,
if you're like me, you belt it out.
I am like you.
Yeah, yeah. So writing this book, I had to have a fight song, or else I wouldn't have been able to get myself up. And I would blast the music specifically in my car and sing the song with it, and also visualize like seeing myself publish this book, right?
Oh, I
So
love that.
my go-to one is I can't sing it very well. It's "All I Do Is Win, 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 no matter what." So
Yes.
yeah, really like in your face. And
Yes.
I love 2 songs by Sia. I love her voice.
Mm.
One is Unstoppable, and the
Hmm.
other is The Greatest. So
Oh, I
songs
love
that
this.
have really inspiring words for me, it like gets me going.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. One time I do a spin class and
Mhm.
the instructor played Crazy Train, Ozzy Osbourne, and it just like made me so I said something to her after. I'm like, I just want to get off my bike and dance around the gym.
Yeah.
And so she doesn't do it all the time, right? She doesn't every week, but like I know that when it's in there, like we make eye contact, like thank you,
Yes.
because it like
Yeah.
make it just there are certain songs that just get your blood pumping, um,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah. I
one
mean,
of them for me.
being a group fitness instructor, cycle classes specifically can be so instrumental when you're building your class and taking that class, because songs do have such levity to them. And I mean, there were times I would be teaching a class and have a song on that just brought me to tears, and I would just
Mm,
put my head down while I'm
mm,
so nobody can see. But a lot of times the cycle class specifically can be very good therapy as well, depending on what the song choice is, and the
yes.
instructors can really take you through quite not just a physical ride, but an emotional ride as well.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think this is a great time to talk about your the fact that one of the ways we met, one of the ways we have crossed paths
Yes.
before today, is
Mm-hmm.
that I attended your gym
My gym.
for yeah, your gym, Sweat Like a Girl.
Yeah.
Um, Yay! And actually, when I was reading, like I said, I started your book. When I was reading, in the beginning of the book, you talked about the impact of 2020
Mm,
on your life and on your
yeah.
motivation for writing this book. And I did not remember until I read it in the book that I actually, before coming to Sweat Like a Girl, your gym,
Hmm.
I found you on Facebook because you did live workouts
Yes.
before we were allowed to go back to the gym.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So, 2020, I say it in the book, it hit every one of us differently. And I truly believe we are still recovering from the aftermath of having the global pandemic and whatever losses that it brought to us. For me, I lost those memories, those moments, for my oldest daughter, who was a senior. And that was it just hit me. It hit me hard. I love being a mom. I love being a part of my kids' lives. And it was just really rough. And I was showing up for her. At the same time, I was also showing up for my gym community because we were ordered by the state, close your gym. And I just decided I was doing it for everybody in addition to myself, but to show up at 10:30 a.m. on Facebook Live. I had one woman showing up like consistently from South Africa,
Oh,
every single day.
wow.
And they were like the longest workouts. I feel like they were like over an hour in length because it was the one thing we could all look forward to at that
Mm,
crazy time. And we had each other via that screen for those, 2 to 3 months. And it was really, really cathartic. And so many people tuned in. And I was so emotional on those days as well, between, sometimes being happy and joyful and hopeful, to just feeling so sad and not very happy or joyful, especially on
yeah.
the day that we got the call from the principal of the high school. I was like right before 10:30, we got the call from the principal saying that, or the superintendent from Nazareth saying that, nope, we're kids are not coming back. And it sunk me, literally. It sunk me. And yeah, so through the grief and just change of seasons in my life of having my daughter be home. She then went to college. My son was then a 2021 graduate, so he had a senior year that was very weird and kind of like not very energetic because everybody was still very fearful at that time. And I just lost, I say it in my book, it felt like someone drained my mojo,
Mm,
fizzled my sizzle, and literally it was like I was a shadow of myself, just not me. So I closed my gym, surprise to like my entire gym community and my instructors. And I talk about it in the book too. I let the opponent in me get the best of me, and I did not play sound defense. And that's one of the roles I talk about in the game, is to be able to play defense to those fears and limiting beliefs, not to completely just turn them off and not pay attention to them, but to really assess, are these things true, and to work through them instead of making a quick snap decision.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's a lot. And I think I love that um the authenticity, right? That you talk about, right? As you're telling us this story, showing up every day at 10:30, no matter what was happening, right? If you're crying because you're happy, or you're crying because you're devastated, or were scared, or whatever it was you were showing up true to yourself. And that is something that you talk about in the book
Yeah.
as something that you've that's who you are, authentic, and that carries you through your life in a really
Yeah.
big way.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like I to really, like, this has been really cathartic, actually writing the book and talking about it. And I don't think I even realized before I started writing the book, like how that played such a part into closing my gym. And it was like,
Mm,
oh my gosh, I had this like epiphany of like, this is what happened to me. And it happens to us all throughout life, whether you're closing a gym or you're closing a chapter of your life, you know, could you look at things differently if you had a game plan, right? If you were
Yes.
able to be aware, right? And that's one thing that many of us are not aware. And that was one of the big reasons I wanted to write the book, because as women, we get so caught up, if we're mothers raising our kids and having them be the center of our life, and having our, you know, if we're entrepreneurs or we're career women or nurses or doctors, whatever it is that we're juggling, we lose the true essence of us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when a tragedy or something big happens, that if we don't have that awareness, we're going to make decisions that maybe are not in our best interest or anyone else's. But that being said, I don't regret. I don't regret any choices that I made, because I wouldn't be sitting here. Most likely, I can't say for sure, but I highly doubt that I would be here as a published author on your podcast talking about having a game plan for life. So I do
Right.
believe that our experiences, good and bad, shape who we are. And it's not about looking back, right? We always hear this.
Mm.
It's about looking forward, but at the same time, staying in that present moment as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And I think too that that is a great lesson of when sometimes that closing of a chapter or the shutting down of a gym or an ending of a relationship, however that happens, can be so devastating and so sad,
Mhm.
and there's so many emotions that come up, and not
Yeah.
just emotions but physical, and I love how you talk about the mind body spirit connection. We talk about that here too. We talk about the body, the mind, the heart, the soul,
Yes.
the spirit, all of those things,
Everything.
how they affect us so much. But then at the time you don't know, you're just like, this is what I have to do, this is
Yeah.
ending. And then, like you said, the point of that you're making of, you don't know what other door is going to open. You don't know what's beyond that
Right.
next, that the
Exactly.
ending of one. And it's beautiful that you are able to help yourself, but help others in another
Hmm.
way in addition to what
Yeah.
you've been doing.
Yeah. And actually, like, helping, that's part of being the star player in the girl with a game plan. It's how can you help yourself by doing things that you love, and in addition, you're helping someone else. So that's what I kind of draw out. And as you know, there's a lot of blank spaces in the book for you to become aware of where you are in your life. So, you know, throwing this out to the listeners right now, what is it that you feel those quiet whispers and those nudges saying, hey, like, I feel like I want to start a podcast, or, you know what, I have this great story and I could write a book too. Or maybe it's not that. Maybe it's like, I would love to landscape the front of my home because it brings me so much joy. And I know that it'll bring the joy to my neighborhood as well. So it's all about that. Let's value ourselves enough to really fulfill what we love to do, and in essence it will then, that's where the superstar comes in. You are shining your light as a superstar, inspiring others.
Yes. And with what you said about being, looking back to be able to reflect and kind of learn lessons from things that have happened before, look ahead, have a vision, and then be present. And I love the point that you make in the book about how being present is so very important in self-awareness, right? The if you don't take the time to be present in your life, if we don't take the time to be present in
Yeah.
our lives, we miss so much. If we're so focused on the past or so focused about the future, or the
Right.
worry or what ifs or whatever it is, that we're missing these present moments, then we are missing the opportunity to know
Yeah.
ourselves better, love
Yep.
others better, and
Yep.
to hear those nudges that you're talking about, those,
Yeah.
yeah, say what
And
you're,
when we're so caught up and we have the noise of, and there is so much noise with
mm,
social media, technology can be great. And I do talk about how that can be great for you, but it's also very noisy. So, how do we continue to value and become aware in ourselves? Because when we have that awareness, that's when we continue with the faith we have in ourselves and the belief that we have in ourselves. It's when we lose the awareness, that we get so caught up in the noise, that we lose the faith that we can actually write a book. We lose the faith
mm,
that we could actually do one of these, like, kind of scarier things that we get those nudges for. So the awareness part for me is always brings me back to my belief and my faith in myself that I can do this because I'm so presently aware. And one of the mentors friends I have, she just did a reel on Instagram, and she said, if not you, then who? And I love that because it really, I think, speaks to all of us, because we're always like, oh, I should write a book. And oh, why are you going to write a book, or why are you going to start a podcast? But it's like, why not? Why not me? Right. And if not you, then who's better off to do what you want to do other than you? So this is a call to arms, right? 2024. Yes. Let's go shine that superstar. The subtitle is From Benchwarmer to Superstar. How many of us are just sitting on the bench watching life happen around us instead of actively engaging and creating the life we want?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes.
Yay!
Yay! So, okay, I'm going to move on to question number 3.
Yeah.
See, I love how this is going.
Yeah, I love it.
Number 3 is 5 minutes of perfect happiness.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, my mind immediately went to the ocean, the beach. We've done family vacations since I'm younger. It's been a tradition for me and my family as well. So 5 minutes on the beach, seeing my kids engaging together, having fun, my husband there, my parents there, just enjoying it, smelling the beautiful salt air, hearing the seagulls, and just seeing the beautiful waves in front of me. That is bliss.
I love that. Yeah, it sounds amazing. And speaking of your husband, you have been married for 25 years. Oh, that is amazing. Yay. So can you give us a little bit of a tip on how to make love last?
Oh, golly. Oh, golly.
I'm going off script.
Yeah. So first of all, we all need to say the word golly when we're not sure what to say anymore.
It's a good break. It's a good pause.
Like, gee
whiz.
You
sometimes.
You know what? It is again, it's being aware and present, because you know what? After 25 years, marriage is hard. It's just like, it's a job, and jobs can have highs and lows. But I think it for us, it's realizing that we always have that love for each other. And as much as he might make me crazy or I make him crazy, we love each other. And it's interesting now, because now we're in a new season of life. So we have our 2 older kids living outside of the house at college. They'll be home very soon for holiday break. And so now it's weird, because now it's just the 2 of us with our 14-year-old, and it's such a different dynamic. And we're not the same as we used to be when it was like the kids were all smaller, like you continue to change, and realizing that your relationship is going to change as well with the seasons. And that, and this is not just with marriage, it's with any relationship, that if you are not happy with a relationship, instead of first attacking the person that you're not happy with, take a big inner self look at you. Work on your personal growth, and through that, you'll find some more answers in the relationship, and you'll be able to look at that relationship with a lot clearer lens. So personally, within the last 5 years, I've dove into the positive psychology field, and just been really schooling myself, and feel like I've grown so much as a wife, as a mother, as an entrepreneur, as an author. So the more work we do on ourselves, the better all of our relationships can be.
Yes, I love that. That is so true. And just thank you. Thank you for that encouragement. I love to think about the seasons of life and relationships. I think as human beings, we struggle with change. Even if it's good change, bad change, whatever kind of change, we can struggle with it. But when you say that, that tip for us is acknowledging that relationships look different over the course of life can be so helpful.
Right. Yeah.
And
you know,
preparing
shout
for
out
it.
to my my parents are going to be married 50 years in January.
Woo!
So,
Wow.
I've been able to see them change in their relationship as well. And, they get on each other's nerves too. Like there's a few marriages out there where they're like best buddies all the time, but like I'm passionate. So I'm either passionately really happy or passionately like get out of my face right now. So, it's just that it's that balance. It's a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yes. All right. Question number 4. Moment you'd like to do over.
Ooh, moment I'd like to do over. Oh my goodness. Golly. Oh, I don't know. This is a tough one. I
Yeah,
mean,
because you said earlier you said no regrets, right? Like
no
closing the
regret.
gym, no regrets.
No, I would say probably the do-over would just be to do it again. Would be, a few times in my life. I would love to go back to my wedding day because it seems like it went so freaking fast, and just
Oh,
to really enjoy it and like almost
yes.
like not even like go back and do it again, but kind of just be a spectator, like go be able to go
Watch it.
back and be like, oh my gosh, look how much fun we had because we had such a great wedding. And I'm not going to say I would want to have my children 3 times over again because that was not like, I don't want to do that. But, definitely having them, is great. But probably one of the funnest, and I'm going to say funnest days has been my wedding. So I would love to just go back and be like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
And
and you really
we're going to make it.
we're gonna make it. Yeah, I think how I read the question was do over in a like change it, like I a regret kind of way. But I love
Yeah.
that reframe, very positive, of
Yeah.
do it over, do it again because it was so much fun. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
Yeah,
Do
that's
it.
awesome. I love that. Okay, number
Yeah.
5,
Mm.
bad habit. Bad
Mm.
habit?
Bad habit. My bad habit is, gosh, well, don't we all have a lot? So how much time do you have? Probably, I mean, I would say some people, my husband probably would say my bad habit would be eating chips and salsa many times throughout a week. I love to sit down and just have a little bit of chips and salsa when I sit down on the couch to watch my show with my daughter. But I'm not going to say that because I don't think it's a bad habit. I would have to say, trying to organize my home and then not really doing it.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, like, I'm sitting here, it looks really nice right here, but like back there, it's like bomb went off.
So
So yeah,
the
I would
bad
say
habit of thinking about it, saying you're going to do it, but not
I
doing
need
it.
I need a game plan for my organization.
There you go. There's your next game plan.
Yes.
Okay, number 6, Last Supper.
Like, what do I want to eat on my last supper?
What do you want to eat on your last supper?
Or do I want to spend it with Jesus? Which way does that question go?
It's you get to interpret that. All it says is Last Supper, question mark. You do it. You go for it.
Well,
Wait, or were you there?
was I there?
Were you there with Jesus?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one over. No, gosh, my last supper, I would probably have like things that I love pizza. I
Me
love a
too.
really good pizza. Actually, I just had pizza. My daughter's in the Nutcracker, so we all just went to Lehigh Pizza in Bethlehem,
Oh.
and I don't know if it was because I was so hungry, but their pepperoni pizza and their
Mm.
margarita pizza was amazing. So I love, I'm gonna go very, very old school pizza, and then of course, being an American, I love good burger and fries.
Oh,
So I'm
so
gonna
have it all.
have it
Your
all.
last one.
The burger and fries, yeah. And I'm trying to think what else I would have. Definitely something like a pumpkin roll too, because I really love pumpkin
Mm,
bread. Yeah, something pumpkiny in there. I know.
okay.
Hmm.
Mine when I answered pepperoni pizza is my all-time favorite. Pepperoni pizza and a glass of red wine, and I'm
Yeah,
set.
yeah. It has to be a really good pepperoni pizza because like you can get a
Oh,
bad slice and then it
yeah.
takes the whole experience
Yeah.
away. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. Number 7, most controversial opinion.
Hmm.
Mm.
Dear. Um, I don't know. I don't know if this is controversial. Um, but I feel like I don't know. I'm going to throw this out there, but I love wearing the label wife. I love wearing the label mom. And I I feel like we can be successful women. We can have our own personality and also be in a loving relationship where we have the man that we love, or what you can be a partner with someone else, because I feel like there's a lot of messaging in our society that you have to be all about yourself and
Mm.
don't need anyone else. And I do believe that we thrive with community.
Mm.
I believe that I value, and I did put my husband in there. It was like one paragraph, but I did put him in there
He's in there.
to say thank you, because he's been the person that has. And I've been like, I'm going to start this business. I'm going to sell this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. So, like I have this entrepreneurial spirit. So it's always like, he's always like, really? But then he'll support me. So
Mm.
I feel like having your support system, it's okay to have the support, even rely on someone else. We're not meant to go through this life alone. So why struggle in things we don't need to? Like, life is already going to be a struggle. So if you have a husband, if you have a girlfriend, if you have a wife, if you have a parent, like, let's help each other out. We're all in this together. And like we said before, none of us are getting out alive.
Yes, I agree 100% that it's way more fun to do it in connection with people that we
Yeah.
love.
And
Yes.
I honestly, I'm loving this journey I'm on right now. When I was a gym owner, I was so focused on rallying all of the women that came to me. So it was a connection with them in a different way. But now that I'm completely on my own and just kind of networking my book, I'm able to meet you, Dr. Liz, and I'm networking with so many other women, and we're all on the same team. We're
Mm-hmm.
all we're
Mm.
all trying to be inspirational to others by doing what we love, and that's part of the book too. Is being our own coach. So, sitting down to say, I'm going to get on some podcasts, seeking people out, hiring the amazing Tiffany Sondergaard to help me with
Yes.
my brand awareness and publicity. So I've networked with her, and through her, now I'm meeting all of these other, what I call it in the book, assistant coaches. So, you're helping me today with getting this out to more people, right? And
Yeah.
there's so many people that we can say are our assistant coaches. When you go to watch your kid, even your kids on Little League, there's not usually just one coach. There's an assistant coach. Again, we're meant to be in packs, and it's so beautiful to help each other out, because it doesn't just feel good to be the one who's being helped, but it feels good to be the one who is providing the help as well.
Yes. And I love how you talk about competition and connection and collaboration, right? Because I think when we find ourselves discouraged or negative, we might be comparing and feeling competitive with other women. And
Yeah.
yes, I'm
Yeah.
looking at your face right now. And,
Yeah. What?
what,
Yes. And
what a,
women can be very, there's women that can be very competitive, and I get it. Women probably look at me or look at my resume and think, oh, wow, she must be so confident. And she probably thinks so highly of herself. She was an Eagles cheerleader. She owned a gym. She wrote a book. Now she's on podcasts. Like, no, I still doubt myself. I still
Mhm.
feel like, what am I doing? Who do you think you are? And oh my gosh, she's doing better than me. What's that girl doing? I still have those thoughts. It's just that I'm so aware, again, bringing it back to that awareness. I'm so aware now of those thoughts that I'm able to look at them and say, you know what? Is that true, Heather? Is that really true? No, it's not. So I have these internal dialogues with myself. And I talk about it in the book, I played field hockey. So I could have the ball in the back of the field and be tossing it back and forth to myself. I could be passing it to my teammates. But if I'm not moving forward, towards the opponents, towards my goal, I'm not going to get anywhere. I might be super busy. And how many of us are just busy and active, but we're not going anywhere? So it's like, let's approach the fears, the disbelief that we have, so we can say, is this true? And maybe for some things it is true. Okay, so how do I rectify that? How do I get stronger? By taking action. So we gain that strength through taking action as well. And that's what my book is really, really about. I don't want someone to just read it and then continue on with their life the way they were. At least take one thing out of that book and start to use it and implement it.
Yeah, I love that. The it's a very fine line when we think about competition. Of course, when we're playing sports or doing something like that, we want to win the game, right? And there's a transition when you are entrepreneurial or just doing the game of life. When you feel those little like, oh, what is that person doing? How are they doing it? Rather than you like use that energy to fuel the motivation to connect and get assistant coaches or get coaching and connect with people who are inspiring and lift each other up. And I think I love that, how that comes out, shines so bright in your book and in your energy too. Yeah. Woohoo! Okay, number 8.
Oh, 8.
In a box of crayons, what color are you?
Oh, that's a fun one. I would have to say, oh gosh, you know what? I think I'm going to say I'm like this special crayon that is probably like not the one that looks like all the others, but it's that one that's all the different things pushed together.
Oh, like a mosaic of colors. A rainbow. You're the rainbow crayon.
A rainbow. I'm like just a big mishmash, like a party in a crayon. So
party in a crayon. I love
it. The reason I say that is because I feel like I'm not just one. And again, I feel like this is through my transformation, my, working through my own game plan. Is like a lot of people know me from the gym as this like crazy, like high energy and crowd rouser. And that's totally me. Absolutely. But I also have, and I'm finding a very quiet energy to myself as well through the meditation that I'm starting to really get into. And I teach the meditation now. So yeah, I feel like I'm very multidimensional. And again, also saying I am a mom, I am a wife, I am, I'm a fitness instructor, I'm a wellness coach, I'm an author, I'm a speaker. So I'm all of these things mushed together, and all together, I create a beautiful array of colors.
Yes. And when you say I'm a wellness coach, so people who pick up this book or hear you here today, and think, oh, I need her in my life. I need her to coach me. I need her. Tell us what they can, how do they find you, and how do they work with
you? So it's my website, Heather Gidusko. You can find me on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, all Heather Gidusko. My Sweat Like a Girl Facebook is still there as well. But yeah, so I love taking women through the book itself and holding them accountable, because the book is great. And a lot of women have bought the book. So if anyone's listening out there that's bought the book and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to get to that, get to it, right? But having that accountability to say, oh gosh, I'm meeting with Heather and we're going to talk about the off season, and the off season is, the superstar strategies. So in the book, there's superstar strategies. So it's about holding you accountable for all of those things. In addition to that, I do a blend of fitness coaching, where it could be personal training virtually, food coaching, all of that stuff, everything that makes you well and feel good. I do that. But yeah, you can find all of that where you find everything about me, heathergidusko.com. Yeah.
And I had a vision of doing like a book club here. Wouldn't that be fun?
So much fun. So much.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah,
We'll talk.
I mean, this is definitely not the first, or it's not the last.
Right. It's not our first or last. Yeah, it's time together. And I will say also another vision that flashed into my mind. When you talk about yourself as a fitness instructor, I do remember like there were just some really fun memories of when I came to Sweat Like a Girl, and it was during 2020. I was like, thank God there's a place that's open and doing classes. The first one was at a park. Like it wasn't even at
Yes.
because we technically weren't allowed then yet, but we were allowed to
Right.
be at a
Yeah.
park.
Yes.
And then there was one day at the gym that there were puppies everywhere.
Yes.
And it was like, this is the coolest place ever. There were just puppies running
Yes.
around in our gym class. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I think my gym was so many women felt comfortable there because
Yes.
it was just totally authentic. And, I didn't try to be somebody I wasn't. For my own class, I would like fly in like a few minutes late and be like, oh my gosh, guys, I'm so sorry. Like, here I am at my gym late for my own class. But at the same time, it's kind of that thing like when your kids are little and you're pushing your kids through the target and you see the other moms struggling with their kids that are really having a hard time, you're just like, oh, okay, like we're all struggling. It's hard. Like, look at her and say, I was, and now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I was there.
It
I
gets
don't say
better.
it's going to get easier because
Not easier, better. It gets better.
yeah, yeah, we could have a whole podcast about the challenges of raising the young 20s. Yeah, that's a
Oh,
lot of,
oh
yeah.
yeah. Mm. Mm. Okay. We'll do that
Mhm.
another time. Okay,
Yeah.
number nine. Number nine.
Yeah. Okay.
Prou- Proudest achievement.
Well, I'd have to say, proudest achievement is having my three babies, making three humans. And it's funny because I feel like we forget how amazing we are as women, that we totally create from nothing. Cells start multiplying inside of us, and we create something in 9 months that comes out that is a human. Like, oh my gosh, we just totally forget about it because it happens all the time. But like, wow, what an amazing, and I'm so blessed I have had the opportunity to do it three times. The first two were definitely planned. And then my youngest, who's now 14, was surprised.
Oh.
But now it's like I can't even imagine life without her. So that's definitely it for me.
Surprise. Yeah, surprise. And I say to my children often, I've two, I carried you in my body for 10 months. I add the
Yeah.
and they're like, Mom, you say that all the time. But it's
Yeah,
true.
but it's true. It's true. Yeah. Like I remember I used to love to ask my husband, like, oh, like, how was your day? Was it rough? Like, well, you know what? I'm working on ears today. So I'm having quite a day myself. Or like I'm working on
Right.
toenails or, the circulatory system. So back off. It's
Oh,
hard
that's
to
great.
beat that.
Yep, hard to beat that. Can't beat that. All right, number 10, number 10. Celebrity crush. Oh, this is one of my
Ooh,
favorites.
celebrity crush. Gosh. Oh boy. I'm gonna have to say, um, I love old films. So I love oh gosh, I can't think of his name right now. He not Fred Astaire, Gene Kelly.
Mm,
Gene Kelly, just so handsome, so smooth. I love throwback movies, so I'm gonna have to go with Gene Kelly. And of
Gene
course,
Kelly.
I know it's so random, right? Love, and I just love like all the crooners from that age too.
Mm,
But yeah, I just love Gene Kelly the way he floats across a
yeah.
dance floor and just very
He's got the
handsome.
moves.
Got the moves. He's smooth, baby. And then my favorite movie ever is Grease. So I would have to say, um, John Travolta in Grease when he was Danny Zuko.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Travolta as Danny. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yay. All right. Number
Yeah.
11.
I
Favorite.
forgot it's 12. I thought we were done. That's right. Dirty
No,
dozen.
I
Dirty.
know I got, no, we're at 11. Okay. Favorite spot in America.
Oh, favorite spot in America. Well, there's still a lot of America that I have not seen. I was blessed to be, I don't know if you remember the Dirty Girl Mud Run.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I used to be a crowd rouser for that. So I was the woman like that had the microphone, the tutu, and like was like, whoop, 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 let's go. And like got everybody ready to run their race.
Yes.
So they actually flew me out to Colorado the one time, and I got to do, that's where they were based, and I got to do an event there and totally fell in love with just the beautiful, like the color of the sky there was the most blue sky I've ever seen out in Colorado. So I definitely want to get back there. And I also want to go see like just all like Utah and Wyoming and all of those beautiful places that we haven't gotten to yet. Cause like I said, we always go to the beach and I absolutely love the beach.
Hmm.
So that would be my also favorite place is any nice beach that you can sit on.
Yeah, we are very fortunate to have a bazillion amazing places in this country to go visit, and
Yeah.
wish there were more time.
No.
Okay, so number 12, I substituted a question. The question was title of your autobiography, which I think we're just gonna I'm swapping that one out.
Mhm.
Um, So what I love, another thing that it makes us very similar is I'm a huge, huge Eagles fan. Love,
Yeah.
go Birds. You were an NFL, you were an Eagles cheerleader. I love that so much. Even when we were talking about our plan the other day, when we were talking about it, you used that, the Eagles just lost and it was
Yeah.
ridiculous. But um, they're not calling it quits on the whole season, right? They're going, watching film
Yeah.
and getting back,
Yeah.
getting back on the field next week to win.
Yes.
So here's my question.
Yes.
Tush push or brotherly shove? Fourth and one. So fourth and one, you know how fourth and one,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
they do the quarterback sneak.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So the Eagles do it the best, and there's a debate
Oh,
over
debate.
what they call the play. So it's really a
Oh,
quarterback sneak, but because the Eagles do it so well, because
yeah.
Jalen Hurts can squat 500 pounds, and then
Oh,
Kelsey's in the mix, and
okay.
they just shove him from, like, he's running, but they're shoving him from behind. So
Gotcha.
they call it a tush push, but then
Gotcha.
other people call it a brotherly shove.
Mm. Okay. So I'm going to go with the brotherly love shove.
Brotherly love shove. Yes.
Right? Right? Because
Right.
Philadelphia,
That's right. That's right. That's fitting.
brotherly love. Yeah. So
Yes.
brotherly love shove. And, love, that's all, that's what my whole book is about love.
Yes.
So, that's how we shine our superstars. So they're just using all of what they love to do to love and shove to make that touchdown, baby.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
EAGLES, Eagles.
Eagles. Awesome. So we've talked a lot about the book throughout, but can you just give us a quick, like, the key points that you want us to know about this book,
Yeah.
what it means to you, how people can, change their life through this.
Through that book. That
Yeah,
book.
through the book. Tell us
So,
about it.
so
Anything we didn't hit on.
yeah. So it's super. It's all personal growth. So there's still, you go into Barnes and Noble, there's personal growth everywhere. This is just a really fun take on it. It's about that off season where we bring that awareness. And what do we do with that awareness? We have more belief, right? So you're taking that lens and microscope and looking at yourself in that off season, and I guide you through it the whole way. So I'm always giving personal stories and motivation, and I call them little pep talks, where it's actually me in the book with my face and a thought bubble, and that's me doing the pep talk. So I have those in there. And then once you go through that off season of awareness, then you start to take action in your preseason. So again, I played field hockey. We had to show up 2 weeks prior to the season, not to play games, but just get totally committed, totally ready, totally conditioned for the competition. So that's what we do in your preseason in the book. How are you going to be the star player? And that again is what do I love to do and how can it inspire others? And I take you through superstar strategies to give you a star action that you're going to then do in your competition. I do that with the star player. You're going to learn how to be the own cheerleader, your own fan, defense against your opponent, how to be your own coach, how to be your own wellness trainer, including fitness, fuel, and mindfulness, and how to be the referee, which helps with that resilience because you're looking, once we get into the competition, right? We have all of those star actions. We get into the competition. So now it's time to every single day, you have a morning warm up, which consists of saying your cheers, your affirmations, saying your fan, your gratitude, visualizing this beautiful star player goal that you have, and then flipping that script on that opponent that's in your head. So that's your morning warm up. And there's a page for every single day that you're actually going to write it out. And right before I got on this podcast, I do the work myself. So I am currently in my competition season for my next big goal that I want to achieve as well. So I don't just write the book on it. I actually am taking action myself and using this now as a tool for myself moving forward for everything I want to accomplish. But again, going back to that daily reflection, you have that morning warm up where you're setting yourself up for success for that day. Then you also have an evening cool down where you say, did I win? Did I win today? Did I lose? And what's that based on? Well, did I do what I said I was going to do? And if not, you know what? That's a loss. Okay. So why did I lose? Well, maybe this came up. Maybe this came up. Maybe I just was unmotivated, but you write it down. Again, it's that awareness from day to day. And it's having that healthy relationship with having struggle and failing. Sometimes we are going to fail, and failing is something that will happen throughout our entire life, but it's how we handle that failure and how we continue to get back up. And that's when we truly win, is when we continue beyond that first failure and beyond and beyond. So yeah, so that's the book in essence: off season, preseason, competition season. And then the last chapter is like, the season's over, now what? And that's where you can continue my game plan, which didn't happen because I'm human. I wanted to have a whole planner ready to go for 2024. But it's still going to happen. It's just sometimes life gets delayed. So my planner, my game planner, will be out later this year where it can be modified to be anything. But again, in this book has everything you need. It has your very first, I call it your rookie season. It has your game planner in there. So you can literally go in 8 weeks from the benchwarmer to the superstar. And it's truly up to you. You have to take action. So again, if you need some help, number one, you could get your girlfriend to do it. Be like, hey, let's go get this book, Girl with a Game Plan, and let's meet. And, we have coffee every week anyways. Let's do a page together every time we're together. So that's a great way to do it. You could also look me up and say, hey, Heather, I want my help. I want help. I have big goals. I have big dreams. I want to do this. Or maybe it's just, I cannot, every year I start out with a New Year's resolution and it lasts for like 2 weeks. I need some help. So whatever that may look like, enlisting a friend, enlisting a coach, maybe not even me, maybe a different coach. There's so many different coaches out there. So just believing, taking action, becoming stronger, and resilience is what you're going to get out of the book.
Yes. Oh, and yes. And we are right on the precipice of 2024, right? So this is a perfect time.
Here's something maybe we can all do. And I did a reel on this. So follow me on Instagram if you like the sound. If you like the sound of my voice, follow me. If not, don't. But I said, instead of creating a resolution, how about we move into 2024 with more love in our hearts? So choosing what we want to do based on loving ourselves more. So instead of thinking, I have to get to the gym because I need to lose weight and I'm fat and this and that, instead say, you know what, I'm just going to take the first few weeks of January and really truly see. Again, the game plan will help you out. I'm going to assess where I'm at and what do I love about myself? And I even ask you that in the book, what do I love? And to take action based on loving yourself. So going to the gym because you love yourself and you want to create a healthy life, a healthy body, join, like, maybe go enrolling in a college degree program because you love yourself and you want to see yourself grow in your business. So how can we move into 2024 with more love?
Love it. We love here. So I love that. And I just, as you said, that I pulled out my love bomb cards to end
Oh,
this. Is tell us, as I'm going to shuffle up the cards and then just pull one for all of us, moving into 2024 with more love.
yeah.
These are love bombs, kindness cards,
Love that.
and yeah,
I
you
love
can
I love it.
just love it.
Love it.
As I'm shuffling them up, and I'll read one for all of us. Tell us one more time where we can find you, where we can follow
Yeah.
you, all the good details.
You're gonna go to 1-800-LOVE. No, just kidding.
I
Don't do that because I don't know where that's gonna take you. Don't do that. Go to Heather Gidusko, and I'll spell it. So it's Heather, HeatherGidusko.com.
Awesome. Thank you for spelling it. I love to do that because I'm a visual person. So like when I'm listening to a podcast, I'm usually driving. So I
Right.
love that.
Exactly.
Thank you for spelling that. Okay, so I'm gonna pick us a love bomb to end our. Thank you so. Before I pick this card, thank you so much for coming. This
Gosh,
was fantastic.
so much fun. I can't
So
wait
much
for us
fun.
to so much for us to do together. I can't wait.
Yes. And well, lovely that we're in the same town, right? We love our little town of
know.
Nazareth. Yes.
I
We're
can't
so
wait.
close. Okay,
Yes,
ready?
thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. I
You
really
are
appreciate
welcome. And
it. Okay.
this podcast comes out as kind of a kickoff to your book tour. You're having a
Yeah,
book tour in the area. Yeah, can you tell us just a
absolutely.
little bit about that?
Yeah, so I am going places, baby.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm going to be at different Barnes and Nobles. I know I'm going to be at the amazing Laura Bly on the first Friday
Ooh.
of January. Yeah. I'm also going to be at Toastique. I forget the exact date, but again, check out my website and social media for that. I actually have, I'm going to be doing a workshop with the Mrs. New Jersey pageant and taking them
Ooh.
entire workshop. So it's a book tour, workshop, speaking engagement. So that being said, if you have a community of women, if you have a business, whatever, reach out to me because the time is now for us all to get our heads in the game of life and start loving on ourselves and each other. Let's do it,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So follow you if you're in the area in the valley, and we can see all the dates that you're going to be places
Absolutely.
and follow you on social and the website for virtual stuff
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
And big shout out again to Tiffany who
Yes. Woo
brought
woo.
us together for this
Absolutely.
project.
This
Okay.
season, right?
Here it is. Love bomb coming right up. This place wouldn't be the same without you. Isn't
Oh,
that adorable?
that I love those love bombs, and that's so
Yeah.
true. And that's I think we all need to take that heart to heart now, moving into the
Yes.
new year, and
Yes.
always like we are special and we are superstars. And I truly believe that you should update your resume to say superstar. That's
And
why I've started to put it everywhere. I am a wellness superstar. Doesn't mean I'm
yay.
perfect. It just means that I am shining, baby. So shine. You are a gift to this world.
I love
I
that.
love them.
And the invitation of this message to the listeners is identify your superstar power, right? Identify this love bomb card and this whole message. Our whole message shared is to love yourself and shine that love and
Yeah.
really do some reflecting on how on your superstardom,
Yeah.
how you add to
Absolutely.
this world.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Well, happy New Year, everyone. Just a few days
Oh,
away. And I cannot wait to connect with you again next time. Bye, Heather. Thank you so much.
Woo! See everybody. Bye.
Thank you for connecting on this episode of the podcast, Empowered by Design. For further connection, subscribe to my email list at drliz.com to be sure that you are in the loop for exciting news, events, and resources. You can also follow me on social media at Dr. Liz and at Visionistas by Design. I invite you to subscribe to this podcast and send this episode to one of your people in order to share the love, spread the power. This podcast is designed to inspire, educate, and empower you to pursue your dreams with intentional vision. This podcast is not meant to be a substitute for psychological treatment or a working relationship with a licensed mental health professional. For more information on connecting with mental health resources in your area, visit drliz.com and click on resources. Thank you again for connecting, and remember, trust the heart, work your vision, dream, design, deliver.